everyone, may the 4th be with you, and welcome back to the channel for another Kittyarris Disney's Magic Kingdoms game live stream. So I have decided to go cosplay for you guys today as a Jedi. Can you tell which one? I had to steal my Yoda's lightsaber because I don't have a human-sized one. So yeah, anyways, I thought it was actually perfect because a human-sized one would be really big in my chair. But I figured it was perfect to go with it today. So I've got a little display back there with some of my favorite Star Wars characters. And some of them are in the kingdom already and some are still to come. So really looking forward to sharing this Star Wars day with you guys. Obviously, Star Wars is like the best. It's so great being in the kingdom. I know it's had mixed reviews. Some people are not super into Star Wars, but I am. So I am sharing my love of Star Wars with everyone here today. So I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you guys do, don't forget to give the stream a big thumbs up. Of course, subscribe if you guys are new, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you guys know when I go live in the future, because we still have Yoda to come in the game, so that is going to be really exciting in just a couple of days. So I will be sharing my progress with you right now, starting with Lando Calrissian, who is the latest character that I was collecting for in my last stream. So today I'm going to be starting with welcoming him. I'm also going to be building the attraction for Dagobah, and then finally bringing in Boba Fett's newest costume. Of course, I already had Boba Fett from the last event, so I didn't need to do that. I kind of skip over that, but I still have all the dialogue and everything with it, and of course I'll be able to kind of show you guys about the fabrics and the blasters and walk you guys through the best ways to get them and stuff. So yeah, I will be on Twitch later tonight, and lightsabers have been brought in, as well as a blaster, to the game for tonight. So Fortnite is going to be really awesome. Also celebrating May the 4th. A lot of the skins I took a look are in the item shop. So yeah, it is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Little sneak peek, I already have Boba there, which is freaking awesome. I have Mando as well, so I will be playing that tonight. And yeah, I've used the lightsabers in Fortnite before, but they went away for a long time, couple of years, and now they're back. So obviously I'm super stoked, of course. But yeah, let's say hello to some of you guys here. Do I have any Kitty team members? I think I saw Albin and Becky. Hello, guys. Welcome, and thank you guys for being Kitty team members. Hi, John, AM, Thomas, Tesco, James. Hello, everyone. Asif, a lovely cosplay. You look absolutely stunning. Thank you. Hopefully, I passed as a real Jedi. The Force is really with me today, so I feel it. Let's start with bringing Lando in here. So it's the first time I'm going to be sharing the welcome screen with you guys here on the channel. So I kind of loved this because of the kind of like wind effect to his cape. I thought that was really perfect and a really kind of nice way to start us off here. That triggers dialogue, obviously, after welcoming him, because it's an event quest to bring C-3PO back up, and he's kind of reliving all these memories and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. I like sort of the style that they did with this, so really fun here. Hi, Disney Magic. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Jack. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining today. All right, let's do C-3PO. Here we are. Now, for context, this memory archive was originally recorded by the central computer of Cloud City, which we will be getting later on. Apparently, it was kind enough to send R2 a copy while the two of them were in communication with one another. Though I believe this particular file dates to several hours before the Millennium Falcon arrived at the... and here we go, Lando. First, those rumors about a work stoppage in Sector 4, and now Vader cooling his heels in my shuttle bay. Quest complete. Welcome a gambler. He's a pretty big gambler, for sure. I swear this day keeps getting worse all the time. Which is very true. I'm thinking of skipping the missing fabrics once I get a lot of EC, as the fabric drops are horrible. So far, the fabric drops are horrible. You know what? That is really crummy to hear. Very, very crummy. I'll talk about my drops when we get there, of course. I was surprised to see that the costume was 10k tokens. John, I was exactly the same feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, no way. It was like, why? I like just hit 10 right when it was unlocked anyways. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, Zach, hello. So excited to see Boba Fett in the kingdom, and that will be really cool. Yes, of course, very exciting. And Queen Tiana, yes, of course, more characters in the kingdom is fabulous. No matter who they are, they're really just fabulous. Gives us some stuff for us to do. I do not need this kind of heart right now, or heat heart. I don't need this kind of heart right now. Don't need this kind of heat right now. Not after everything I've done to keep Cloud City off the Empire's sensors. Star's sake, I've got dignitaries from Kuwait to let's see this. Cantonica, there we go. On the station right now, looking to do business. And you know what's bad for business? The Empire's personal boogeyman stalking around, breathing down everyone's neck. And now he's calling for a meeting with me. Like he owns the place already. I've got to keep that from happening. Clear my schedule. Send Lando to prepare for the meeting. So that quest there is 4 hours, and he needs every bit of that 4 hours. That is for sure. So the dialogue after that brings us here. There. Lobot booked the secure conference room, the very secure conference room. The one, even though Ugnaughts don't know about, I may not have as much leverage going into that meeting. But the least I can do is keep it out of the public eye. Now all I've got to do is talk 2-meter tall killing machine in a helmet into not taking over my city. Good luck. Quest complete. Clear my schedule. No pressure, right? You know what? You've got this. You're Lando Calrissian. Vader. Nothing. You're slick enough to sell ice cubes to Kimji, who struck it rich on Lothal with nothing but a lucky Sabak. Hand in a stolen puffer pig. You did it! Yeah. Who hijacked the Emperor's personal pleasure yacht and lived to tell about it? You did. Oh, actually, that job went sideways quicker than I'd have liked. I've got other examples, though. A brave face sent Lando to psych himself up. That you did need to have Lando to A2. Now this, not so bad. Not so bad. Welcoming him was a bit of a pain. I spent like a whole day trying to get his last token. This is a common thing with me in the kingdom. For whatever reason, I just seem to always be missing one token. Doesn't matter the rarity, and it just drags on for a day at least. And yeah, I've just come to not even complain about it. I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. It sucks, but it is what it is. Your bet is Yoda is going to be 12k currency. That wouldn't surprise me. At this point, I think that's pretty fair. But yeah. There's a Marauder shuttle bundle. You should check it out for people who don't have it. Of course, of course. You know what? Those bundles are very good to keep note of. And thank you, Trisha, for sharing that with us, because of course, they don't show us any bundles or anything once you have this stuff. I still think they should, and just say that you own it, so that way there's like no confusion and you can see what's available. And like, again, it just makes it really easy to just kind of know what's going on with the game. Because sometimes people like who have things, they think, oh, like they don't have any particular special bundles for people. It's like they do. It's just when you have stuff, again, you don't get to kind of see what's going on. So kind of is always a bit, Kylie, I'm glad you could make it today to the stream. Nice to see you. Okay, so I did get Lando to a 2. Currency-wise, very good, because it only cost me 300 currency. And the tokens are not as bad to get once you actually welcome him. So there we have it. And Lando is now a level 2. I'm all in. And that takes us to some more dialogue and, of course, the quest. So the quest was really the big thing that he could be sent out on. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, moment of truth. Time to walk into that conference room, lay on the charm, and make myself a deal. If I play my cards right, I'll come out of this with my operation intact and my head still attached. And I always play my cards right. Quest complete, a brave face. Even if I've gotta stack the deal beforehand. Yeah, he doesn't want to lose his head, right? Queen of Hearts style. Be gone. It'll be gone. So happy to be here. Love the outfit and the display in the back. The forest was with me today. Yes, it was. So happy, and thank you. Oh dear, it appears all records of the subsequent meeting have been erased from Cloud City's central computer. Likely redacted by the Empire. For security purposes, they never did have any regard for the historical record. The good news is I have nearly finished restoring the next portion of the first data file, the one featuring Master Luke. The only remaining challenge should be resequencing the necessary topographical... oh my gosh, it's going to be fun. Anyways, the data. Sit here and try the word for a few minutes as I'm like, blah, blah, blah. No. To model that region of Dagobah. Beyond the bog, build Dagobah. So this one here was 800 currency, so not that much. I was expecting like 1,000 to be honest, but it worked out well. 800 currency, and at this time we did have the gold trophy leaderboard, so for the next one, this one will collect a gold trophy for us. So with that being said, is very awesome. Of course, if you guys could use it during the striking gold, it was like a little bit of an extra bonus. Now of course it does drop event currency during the event. Once the event is over, it will go back to magic. So that is always the fun thing for later. Now again, it doesn't show it anymore, but before the event started, it did show the magic and how much you could get and stuff like that. Don't remember what it is offhand, but when I showed the update, it would have been in there. So anyways, that took 8 hours to build, so it's a little bit long, but at the same time, this does give us a chance to collect some more currency, which obviously we need. So yeah, really, really ridiculous, but it is what it is. From Massachusetts, Nora. Well, sending a hello back from Canada. Kingdomers, hello, welcome. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Lex. Welcome, guys. All right, so Luke Skywalker got some dialogue once we built the attraction, so that was pretty good. I did clear out a couple of concessions for this, and I did have to move 2 of my Star Wars attractions over like a square or 2 to fit this in. It wasn't like a big deal, but it did mean I had to kind of start pulling apart my Star Wars section. As you know, I showed you guys there is technically room, or there should be room for both, but again, it does limit, you know, your kind of creativity a little bit, because there isn't as much room as you think. Now, if you don't have a lot of concessions or decorations or things like that, a gold trophy, now this will leave some additional room for you to kind of like move things around a little bit easier. So yeah, that will be like, again, easier for you to do. But if you're trying to fit it in when you've already got a whole bunch of stuff, it is a little tricky. A little tricky. Yeah, that's his hut, all right. You know, I think I'm finally starting to learn my way around this swamp. Maybe that's me starting to attune myself to the Force over time. Or maybe I'm just getting used to telling all these trees apart. Quest complete, beyond the bog. I'll bet it's the second one. Jogging through them all with Jedi Master on your back. We'll do that. Well, time to head in. Maybe Master Yoda can help me interpret what I saw somehow. He does speak in riddles sometimes, when he answers my questions at all. But I think that's just his way of teaching me how to focus on the here and now. If I wasn't paying attention every second he's around, I'd be even more confused. If possible, right? Meeting with a master. Send Luke into Yoda's hut on Dagobah. So we don't actually get to like really see it, but it is cool that, you know, it's there in the attraction. So I mean, you do see it, but it's like, it's not, you don't get like the effect with like all the trees and like they definitely could have made this particular attraction something much, I don't want to say bigger, but they definitely could have done more with it in terms of like the theme from the film. If you guys have seen the film, obviously his ship is in the actual swamp, so they could have had a whole animation set of having it in there, and you know, there could be a quest with Luke and Yoda in there trying to lift it up. Like, they do have animations in this game that do kind of include the attraction fully. So if they did, like, I mean, if they had have decided to expand the Star Wars land a little bit, even just make some adjustments to give us some more squares there, they could have done something really unique with the attraction that way, instead of just sending them in. And I don't believe you are going to be really getting any, like, you know, real interaction with the actual attraction and externally for us to actually be able to see. So it'll be interesting, like, obviously, as we level, you know, Yoda up and stuff like that, and play around with some of the quests with the attraction. But at the same time, it's like we don't really get to see that much, you know, that kind of relates to the film. But it's still a cute attraction, don't get me wrong. It's just, again, like, they've done a lot of attention to detail with some of the other ones that you know, they could have done with this one. They could have. But yeah. Anyways, so go to the hut on Dagobah is a 4-hour quest. And now Jiminy kind of just popped up in here. Big surprise. Because I was sending characters out really quick on like the 1-hour quests, and then I accidentally, obviously with the dialogue being up at the top, I was trying to save this for like later, maybe even after the event. But I just tapped it and I was like, oh, well, Jiminy's on that quest from a couple streams ago that we did that. So I was like, all right, well, we got to continue this. So yeah, it is what it is. But those hats are not dropping. For Lando, they were a little bit difficult considering the rarity. In terms of for anybody else, it shouldn't be too bad. Obviously, Boba might be difficult, but since I already had him, I don't have to kind of experience with that. What are the token requirements in terms of collecting? How many did you guys need for Boba? For those of you guys that don't have him. Daz, hello. I love your outfit, Steffi. Thank you. I'm a Jedi. What is that emote in Fortnite with the, I think it's Kylo's, where he's just like, and that's all they do. They stand there and go like that. It's like trying to use the Force. So I was like, okay. I don't know why, but I just feel like this makes me want to do that like constantly. All right, let's do Jiminy here to kind of throw us off the Star Wars track for a little bit. Knew it. all it took was bringing a hat pin along to pick that old birdcage lock open in no time flat. Of course, going at it with an oil can would have been even quicker, but they don't make those cricket size, now do they? Quest complete. Breaking and entering? Yeah, because he technically went through a little hole in the door of Stromboli's caravan there. So, yeah, he's kind of breaking and entering. If you want to be extra sure, you can spring your pal from a birdcage. You gotta pick the right tools. All right, we're done with Pinocchio for now. Now, I did need to level up our Imperial Stormtrooper, who, yes, is different than the First Order Stormtrooper that is currently in the kingdom. He was 500 gems here for the event. So this has been one of the things, the last 2 events that we've had, a character being 500 gems. So we had this with Khan with Mulan's horse. We are now having it again with the Imperial Stormtrooper. So these types of things, having one character be that much, when typically we were getting before, we would get 2 characters with a 7 character sort of event. We would be getting those, and we'd have one character at 200 and one at 300. So you'd get 2 characters for the price of 1 that they're charging us now. So I mean, I don't really know why they're doing that. I mean, I get it in some ways, but in other ways I'm just like, having it be that much for a lot of us with our kingdoms is kind of crazy. Gems are something that can constantly be used. They don't spawn out in like mass quantities for us. You can get a lot at the start of the game pretty quickly and you're like, getting gems is easy. But it's really something that over time to put in, you know, the work to get a lot of these expensive characters. It does make it difficult. So, I mean, if I had extra gems, I'd be using them on Attraction Enchantment chests because I'm still missing Splash Mountain after all this time. Just no luck for that whatsoever. No luck. Totally sucks. So, it's just one of those things, like, I've even got gems, like, I could totally burn on something like that, you know, obviously for, you know, different chests to try and get concessions or decorations, but because I'm so limited with the price of the characters and stuff, I just don't have the gems to do that, and those chests are really, really expensive in terms of, like, gems. So again, you can't buy them that often, if ever, because again, these characters are so much. And the parade floats I find like a reasonable, like 50 gems. I'm like, I don't feel that bad about that, but it adds up, right? So, again, love that I got the character and everything, but for sure, like, you know, it's a lot to be putting out for sure. But anyways, the Imperial Stormtrooper is now a level 3. This is getting good. I almost forgot. When they have a mask, they deserve to sound like it. All right. Actually, yes, Lando. I was like, oh, we're done that clip. We are not done that clip. All right. So here is Lando again. I got to level him up, which was fantastic. And he is now level 3. Well, aren't I a lucky guy? Definitely. Bye, Daz. Have a good day at work. Brianna, it was 8 of his 1 token, I guess his blaster, and then 6 of his ears hats to welcome him. That is kind of tricky, eh? Machiavelli is back in the kingdom at a level 9. I don't even know. He's like a really angry cat. Alright. So after I did that quest with Luke Skywalker, this is the dialogue for that. Well, I'll say one thing for Master Yoda. He sure gave me a lot to think about. I wouldn't say we had a breakthrough or anything, but he told me a legend about the old Republic that... Excellent news! I have successfully reconstructed the next available portion of the Cloud City data file. And he cut him off. Quest complete. Meeting with a master. A good thing, too. I wouldn't want to leave a crucial portion of the historical record unexamined. Let me see. The recording of the then Baron Administrator should resume at approximately... Here we go with Darth Vader. That will be all. Do not fail me, Calrissian. Wouldn't dream of it, Lord Vader. Would not dream of it. Alright, he's walking away. Keep smiling. Just keep smiling. Just keep swimming. Oh my gosh. Lando's got his own thing going here. A brave face. Send Lando to try and project confidence. That's what he was doing. Just get the frick out of here, okay? Fine. Project confidence. 6 hours. Again, Lando is a 3 now, so that makes it easy to do the quest. And then that leads us to this. And he's gone. Finally. Hard just being in a room with that man, if that's even what he is. But, Han, after all this time, that old pirate's really gonna show up on my doorstep, and I'm gonna have to keep him here. There's a lot about this I don't like, but I'm smart enough to know when I've got the best deal out of a bad situation. I just hope it's going to be enough. Quest complete. A brave face. It'll have to be. I've put too much into this city to fold now. Well, if I'm going to go through with this, I'm going to do it right. Cover all the angles. First thing is Vader's arrangement for me to meet with that associate of his. Some kind of security issue he needs handled. Ah, one moment, please. I just have to load in the necessary biographical data for the next person in question. Which was Boba Fett. So welcome, a crime lord. So if you guys didn't have him, apparently you needed 8 and 6 for his tokens in order to get him. If you had him, it just appeared as a check mark and you were free to go to the next quest. So if some of you guys are feeling like, oh no, like I'm still working on him, don't panic. It is not a big deal. The event is kind of designed that way that it, you know, like some people are going to be able to kind of do it right away for the fabrics for his costume, and others will have to wait a little bit. So not the end of the world, and I wouldn't stress about it if I were you. No, I'm your father, my gosh. Reminds you of Dory. Lando said it like Dory a bit, for sure. Just keep smiling, just keep smiling. I mean, come on. Anybody that says just keep doing anything, we think of Dory. Dory is just, you know, too iconic. All right, now here is Boba. So again, if you guys already had him, it just kind of jumps to this dialogue here. Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect. Oh, you have to be joking. Quest complete. Welcome, a crime lord. Yeah, we skipped ahead a bit. First, Master Luke's data loads in too early, and now Boba Fett's loads in too late. Ridiculous. Sounds like a Harry Potter spell. I really must apologize for the repeated chronological errors in my memory playback. I might have written the first off as coincidence, but now, what if they are a symptom of my larger data archive issues? Oh no! Literally. Birds, hello, welcome. Oh, that would be simply dreadful. I must reconstruct my records of Boba Fett at once before the damage spreads further. back in time. Get Boba Fett's bounty hunter costume. Holy schmooch. So that unlocks that. Now, of course, when I unlocked it, it was in the shadows, but that's totally fine. That led us to, at 11 a.m. today, which I left until 4 because may the 4th be with you. I thought, ha, do it at 4, and then Order 66 is happening tonight on Twitch, starting at 6, I figured. It's like setting me up here. So I thought it was perfect to kind of embrace some of the Star Wars. And because it was just a costume, like if it had been Yoda, I would have been like, all right, I just got to do it first thing in the morning. But this year I was like, you know what? Getting smart. This one's a good one to use for this year. So yeah, you got the Boba Fett from the bundle. But there was a bundle for him as well. How much was it, Tesco? Okay, so today in terms of the calendar reward, we did get a Star Wars Legendary chest, so you guys can let me know what you got out of it. I have all the characters and attractions, so I got the Rebel helmet stand, which is great. Of course, will look fantastic in my Star Wars area once I resort it out when we get the cloud. But until then, you know, just it can stay there. So I've got a lot of the concessions. Now, I did have my streak reward today. It was attraction enchantment chest. I really got my hopes up, guys. I really did. The amount of times I get this as my special chance reward, and then this happens, is just devastating. Like, I don't give a crap about relics and blueprints. No offense, I don't care. And yet, that's all I get. It's just ridiculous. I know it's a special chance reward, but I never freaking get a special chance reward, okay? And I want my Splash Mountain. Just saying. It's been years, and still no Splash Mountain. Like, what is happening? Seriously. All right, so that takes me into my kingdom, and I'm going to walk you guys through the whole situation with the blasters for the costume. So you need 25 of the common token, which is quite a bit, but at the same time, a lot of characters can go out for 60 minutes or 4 hours in order to get the Kyber crystal. Here, I'll remove myself for a second here. So you can see 25. I have a lot, obviously, because, you know, Star Wars is constantly in the kingdom, and my attraction enchantments, I have to say, like, that's the one nice thing about them, is that it keeps collecting that common token more than, you know, typically what you need. So that is definitely nice there. So I ended up having all the blasters at first. Now, you know, the reason why for that is because I haven't actually maxed out Boba yet. So that was something that, and Boba's in a totally different area, just so you guys know. Wait a second. Oh, I did not mean to click that. There he is. I was like, am I being stupid? Yeah, I just didn't go down far enough. I'm like, okay, before I say anything. So it's because I only have him at an 8 right now. So I leveled him up, and I was realizing I'm getting some of the conflicts and stuff. But I'm actually really happy now I didn't max him out, because now we get the welcome screen with the costume, because we don't have the see it again button yet. I'm like, this is freaking perfect. No complaints whatsoever from me. But it does allow here that I already kind of had all those tokens for him. So if you had them maxed out, you wouldn't have them. And if, of course, if you didn't have him to begin with, then of course it would be difficult. Now, there are lots of ways in order to get his tokens. You have our newest Stormtrooper, our Imperial one. We've got Luke Skywalker. We have the Parade Float. We have Buzz Lightyear. We have the Silver Chest. We have Amber, Resource. There are the other characters and stuff like that, you know, once you get like Cloud City and get Lando kind of leveled up some more, like things like that. But until that point, the best way I am going to say, if you guys want to like welcome him a little bit easier, is to hop in. Hello, Darth Vader. We're having a lightsaber battle right now. It's going to happen. It's weird that they left Boba Fett at the bottom. I think they just should have moved all the Star Wars up to the top. Now, again, R2-D2 and C-3PO, I get they're permanent, so not moving them. You know, that is what it is. But in terms of any limited time stuff, they should have just moved all of it to the top. And again, because Boba's there, it's just like, just move it all. Just keep all the Star Wars shenanigans together like it's supposed to be. It just makes things easier, but I feel like that's a little bit confusing, at least on that front. Now, here you guys can see they have the layout a little bit different now. They have the pictures of the actual character and stuff like that beside it, so you guys know who it belongs to. Not that it wasn't obvious before, but in case you guys were having some trouble with it, and it does kind of group them together by rarity. So you can buy Boba Fett's ears hats and his blasters. So you guys could welcome Boba Fett pretty much right away if you had enough of them. Now, again, elixirs, yes, you would have to trade in some of your decorations and concessions to get these, but it would eliminate that time factor, and of course, you'd be able to get going on the costume a little bit quicker as well. So I think that that's not a bad thing, and it's something that I think everybody should probably consider doing, you know, if you're finding yourself a little bit short on time or whatever with the event here. So Boba Fett's costume, besides the actual blaster itself, so sorry, I just left that and I need to go back. There we go. So the actual blaster here, this is the exact same token that I'm now maxed out in for the costume. So be careful when you're leveling Boba Fett up. You do need the blasters for the costume. You do not need the ear sets, but you do need the blasters. So make sure that you do have, you know, enough of those, and when you're gonna level them up, just make sure you think about it a bit. This is a nice sort of thing for me because I've got enough. So it's really just the fabrics at this point that are going to be, you know, the issue. Now, the thing is with these, so I have all my characters sent out for this, which is fantastic. Wow, my very first fabric. I do love this quest here. You guys can see Boba Fett actually kind of flies around a little bit, which is really awesome. I just love this. Oh, he's right by Luke and R2. Awesome. Yeah, so he just like zooms around. I really like that. I kind of didn't notice how cool that quest was until right now. Oop, he just flew right by us again. So the ears hats there are epic. The blasters are rare, so they are a little bit more difficult to get, of course, and the fabric is epic as well. So this is not meant to be something we get in one day, right? So yeah, it's just one of those things, but just keep in mind, you know, they are epic, so drops are going to be a little bit more difficult. Is he doing something? No. Well, at least get him to do some currency. So C-3PO is really our big host for dialogue for this, so that is really nice. You need to get 2 characters and 1 attraction, not including this event. Oh, outside of that? Okay, cool. All right, Princess Leia. Oh my gosh. 1 year, I'm going to be able to be her too. So that will be awesome. I'm going to send her out for a longer period of time just because she can get currency for me, and I do have to be on Twitch at 6. So I don't really want to be dealing with my kingdom too much if I don't have to. Now, of course, I still have characters going out to level up Lando because I do need, you know, him to be, you know, probably like a 5 by the end of this. So I need to kind of keep that up. Oh, that's the blasters for the Stormtrooper. Yay! Beauteous. All right, let's see how we're doing here. So I have 1 of the 10 fabrics so far. So for the fabrics, we have 60 minutes blast off with Boba. I'll remove myself for a second here. Then we have Wade Through the Fog with the Imperial Stormtrooper. We've got Darth Vader, Tremor in the Force for 2 hours. And then, of course, Prince Charming has Jousting Practice for 4 hours. So, as you can see, guys, I've already gone through a couple rounds of drops. I now have 2 fabrics, but it has taken me, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 5, almost 6 hours of drop time at this point, and I've only got 2. So to give you guys a general idea, it is going to be difficult. If you want a higher rate, though, apparently, of drops, I haven't noticed a huge significant difference the last, like, 5 updates with this. But if you want to try and increase your chances, get your kingdom into ecstatic. I find joyous still provides, you know, the same, I would say, rate of drops. It goes from 6% to 10%. So yeah, obviously if you can get an ecstatic, great, but it's really hard to stay there without locking yourself in, which isn't really like ideal if you are trying to hold on to some of your elixirs and stuff like that. So joyous is totally fine at 6%. And again, I haven't noticed, you know, my chances be any better with that. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, actually, is Lando ready to freaking level up again? He is. Did I just send him out? No, I didn't. Okay, so he's gonna be 35 minutes, so it won't be, I'll probably be done the stream by then. But with that being said, that is going to take him another level. So that's good. Now I do have the Stormtrooper. I do need to kind of continue trying to get his stuff. I would like to have him, what is he now, like a 3, I think I said? Yeah, he's a 3. So I would like to have him at like a 4 ready to go to a 5 by the time Yoda is unlocked for me, so I don't have any conflicts or anything like that with the actual tokens. Now, again, I still have a little bit before that kind of comes, but in terms of days, we have 5 days, 18 hours left for like until Yoda's unlocked. So it's totally possible with the Stormtrooper for me to do that, but I do have to make sure that, you know, I'm checking my kingdom, you know, continuously, right? And making sure all my characters are sent out and stuff. But yeah, am I ready for the limited time edition, whatever, Star Wars Fortnite quest to celebrate? I am. I'm very much looking forward to it, and it will start when we start Order 66 tonight. So it's gonna be great. Cloud City is gonna be 6K currency to build. Ooh, have you already gotten to that point, Dran? Steffi Skywalker, Disney star. Yes. You're the best. I love it. Please call me that for the rest of the day. I need it. It's way too cool. Now I actually feel cool. Okay, so anyways, I've got 2 of 10. You guys can, and you probably just noticed this, but there is that little blue bubble that is by Prince Charming there. That allows me to watch some ads to skip the time. Each ad skips 30 minutes, so that will bring it down for me. But the thing is that it will stop after I do it a couple of times, so it probably is only going to bring me down to about 2 hours. But it does depend on, like, I've left it only a couple minutes, so it should be fine. But if you leave it like you know, if I leave it for 15 minutes, then sometimes what it does, it doesn't let you go to the 2 hours. It'll go to 2 hours and 15 minutes instead. So again, it cuts one of the ads there. It just kind of, I find it really just sort of depends. I've used it a couple of times and the ads do run out, right? So you can't, you know, do that and then gem and then do that and then gem like a bunch of times or do it with too many characters, because as I said, they're limited to only doing so many in a day. So keeping that in mind, make sure, you know, you do it for the characters that you do need there for sure. So warning, I don't know if it's just me, but Fortnite kept crashing for me last night till the towers are destroyed once again. I haven't played Fortnite today or yesterday, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, Fortnite has had some crashing issues and stuff like that lately, like more than usual, I would say, at least for me. It doesn't happen too much for me, but I know a lot of people have like crashed out in the game and stuff. So yeah, it is definitely something to keep watch for, especially if you have a crown. That is like the worst. You disconnect when you have a crown. You're like, I went to all that trouble. But yeah, I hope they sort some of that out for sure, but it's not too bad. DMK still crashes more than you know, Fortnite for me, I find. So yeah, but for sure, Fortnite definitely takes a lot of stuff. You're at welcoming Yoda. Whew, you must have used a lot of gems. Damn, you're good. Gem away. You barely had enough time to just build the attraction, but good on you. I'm not spending the money on that. I will grind for it like a semi-normal person, setting my timers. But yeah, the big one for everybody is going to be Boba doing the 60 minutes. So the sooner you get Boba in there, the better. And as I said, like, I've been going it's almost been 6 hours since he, you know, his costume was released. And that is kind of where we're at right away. So yeah, kind of sucks, but it's not horrible. No sass for Kitty today. Oh no. Oh no. She's giving me sass already. I don't see it. I don't see it. If she's giving me sass, well, whatever. It's unknown to me. Cat! I didn't see any sass from her, but I wouldn't be surprised. You got 15th place, and then it crashed. I was so mad. You know what? I'd be pretty mad, too. Yeah, getting to 15th place, then having a game crash. Yeah. But it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. All right, so I guess besides that, guys, there is one more attraction I've got to actually get into my Star Wars area. I am going to be pulling that apart, though, when it comes time. So I may decide to, like, build it and then just pull the area apart on stream and then just kind of, like, you know, worry about where I'm going to be putting stuff. But until I get Cloud City, there's just no point. I did make room, though, for Dagobah, so at least I'm kind of sorted there. But, I really need these guys to go out for a while. Okay, let's bring back, because this is literally driving me crazy, PJ. And he is back in the kingdom at a level 5. This is a red letter day. Of course it is, dude. Of course it is. He just loves himself and his gold. And Sir Hiss, I freaking love this welcome screen. So perfect. Exactly what I wanted for him. And he is back in the kingdom at a level 6. Good news, indeed. Oh, he always makes me think of a trust in me, even though I know that's Jungle Book. Still. Just how it is. You finally got your first golden trophy, Maxime? That's fantastic. Congratulations. I didn't get another trophy, but yeah, that's fine. It wasn't the end of the world, but the leaderboard wasn't particularly strong. Like, it was tough, but it wasn't anything like if I, you know, had maybe been able to send some of my other characters out. I'm going to send these guys home for now because they're not doing anything. I just, like, I can't have this, unfortunately, tonight when I'm trying to do my stuff, so I'll have to bring them back out like tomorrow during the day. Send them out for as long as possible. Check the Discord on the bundles. Princess Steffi of Canada. Now I need a crown. Jeez, Tesco. Definitely turning red now. I do love it though. I do. I honestly, I swear, we freaking need so much currency with this event. Damn. So ridiculous. Okay, there we go. Now, I don't have anybody else to level up at the moment. Obviously, I'm doing Lando right now, and then hopefully I'll be doing the Stormtrooper, like, tomorrow or something, which will be good. I need the Bespin costume, though, unfortunately, for that one. Yeah, so I think that's about it. I think Lando, once you get him, leveling him up is, like, honestly, it's been so easy, as to be expected, of course. Now, Yoda is going to be really hard, so as usual, that is, like, kind of when you need to put, like, the most work into your kingdom, but it's not too bad. So the next step for me is, I have unlocked, this is kind of misleading, but I have unlocked the costume. I just haven't got it yet. It says unlock, but whatever. Yeah, so I just need the new Boba Fett bounty hunter costume. Then all it is after that is know the battlefield, so build Cloud City, so there'll be some quests probably, and then that, and then welcome a Jedi Master, so welcome Master Yoda. So did you guys notice I had him in the back there too? Yeah. So yeah, we'll welcome the Jedi Master in unlock him in 5 days, 18 hours, and then work on that. So that will be good. I'll probably be doing a stream, I don't want to say tomorrow, probably the next day, because that'll probably be when I get enough of the fabrics and stuff for the costume. If I do get it tomorrow, awesome. If not, you know, the next day for it. So I'll do a stream for you guys then, bringing that in, and then whatever dialogue I've got for Cloud City. So that'll kind of be nice. And then we should actually, if I do it in 2 days, we should be able to build Cloud City and stuff like that, and then redecorate that area. So that will be really huge for the Star Wars area, because then it will be done, and it'll be basically like permanently done. So yeah, there's really not gonna be anything too crazy after that. Let's just chill and wait. When did you unlock Boba Fett in the event quest? When did I unlock Boba Fett? I unlocked Boba Fett. He was the last quest before the costume. Here, I was trying to think how I can show it here. So basically, I built Dagobah, and I did some quests, which I shared in the stream earlier. So if you want to kind of see where they are, once the stream is over, you'll be able to go back through and see the dialogue leading up to it. But I built Dagobah, did some quests, and then I was able to welcome Boba Fett. But I already had him, so it was just an instant check mark for me. And then right after that, it's the bounty hunter costume. So yeah. And then once I get the bounty hunter costume, there'll probably be a quest or two, and then have the Cloud City. So yeah, it should be good. I just got Boba Fett by buying tokens. It's way easier. Yeah, because if you buy the tokens from Merlin's shop, it is way easier. The thing is, though, is you cannot... I don't even know. Do I have enough stuff for this gathering spell? I guess so. Is that you can't get the fabrics for the costume in there. At least that I think I looked, right? I feel like I did, and I didn't notice it, but we can have another look again since I'm around this area. Yeah. They're epic, so yeah, they're not there. But yeah, you can get his ears hats, or of course his blaster if you guys need it. So if you guys have them at a 10 though already, the ears hats won't be there, of course, because you don't need them to get the costume. So the blasters will be there though. But yeah. So no fabric, you actually have to work for that, unfortunately, but As long as you have him, it's just 60 minutes, and you kind of can just go from there. So it's pretty good. You're on track to get Yoda now? That's perfect. Yeah, keeping on track with the event is obviously super important, and it's less stressful, so you can kind of just like coast through it. I used to get really worked up going, oh my god, am I not gonna make it? It's just really, at this point, it's just like, you know, as long as you're checking your kingdom a couple times a day and making sure that, you know, you're keeping kind of in mind the dates when things are released and stuff like that, you should be totally fine to make it through the event. Smaller kingdoms with currency will have a harder time, obviously, but, you know, watching those video ad rewards and stuff like that, with the mystery chests right here, they are offered a couple times. You know, you can watch a couple of those a day, and then you can also just tap your mouse droids. I was like, swarm returns. I was like, this is the name of the quest. I'm like, they are not called swarm droids. Mouse droids. The mouse droids there, they do drop 5 currency for every tap, and if you guys do need the tokens to level up the characters, it will drop the kyber crystals too. So it does have a lot kind of there to offer, which is nice. But yeah, they are really useful for sure. Sorry, I'm just checking to see if there was anything else. You had to play some Disney Emoji Blitz. Oh, I still never did that game. Santiago, may the 4th be with you too. Crazy. All right, you guys, I have like 1 hour to get myself sorted for Twitch. So I'm going to be going on there, using some lightsabers in Fortnite, and hopefully getting some victory royales tonight. So really looking forward to that whole process, because obviously we're doing like Star Wars the entire night. So it'll be lots of fun. If you guys want to check out lightsabers in Fortnite and some of the skins that are now there, you guys obviously can check out my Twitch channel, which there is a link in the description. And if you playing Twitch, you'll be able to get that while I'm live. But yeah, I think I answered everybody's questions. So yeah, should be good. May the 4th be with you tonight, guys, and I will see you, if not tonight on Twitch, in a couple of days when I do get Boba Fett's costume. Bye.